All right.
All right. We're live.
Woo!
Welcome back to the Medicare Machine podcast that we do every week, every Thursday from 1:15 to 2:15. That is Mountain Standard Time, just to let you know.
That's always good to add,
It is
especially
good.
since everyone can get on. So, I guess what Orlando and I are going to talk about today is a little bit about what we see from Joshua and how this Medicare machine started. Um, I married Joshua in 2017, and he was still working as a trainer for Rudy. And Orlando, you knew him at that time, didn't you?
I did. I did. We met. Let me think. Started probably working with Rudy and them back in 2017 as well. That's Yep, 2017. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that you guys got married then.
Yeah. Well, we got married before then,
Oh, so
2015. But yeah, I mean, we're still working through stuff. Um, how would you describe Joshua when you first met him?
oh Joshua, he was like this. Who are you? I don't know who you are, Orlando, and I don't think you know what you're doing. so
Yeah.
that was Joshua. The dude is super smart. So he knew a lot of information, even back then, because he helped Rudy run the agency for so long. Even at that point, he just knew a lot of information, and anybody that was new to him, maybe not necessarily new to the business, but new to him, he had his vetting process. And a part of his vetting process, I don't know if he would admit to this or not, but a part of his vetting process would be kind of giving you a little crap and kind of I don't know you Orlando, I don't know or think you have that information, so I'm going to test you. I'm going to
Yeah.
test you real hard and real good, and that was Joshua, kind of a booty head. That's how I'm going to call
Nice.
him.
Yeah. So in 2017, and he was working for Rudy, he was very, I want to get out in the field. I'm not sure how to do it because of some past issues. However, I know I could outsell anyone. He just had that confidence and he knew he wanted to do it. And to be completely honest, as his wife, I was like, I don't even understand this business. Like, you're talking craziness when he was explaining the money you could make. And it just blew my mind. I mean, today I see it, I understand it, I get it.
Right.
So it was very interesting because it was the end of 2017, towards the end, when Josh decided to buy a car and not really tell me. And I'm like, well, I hope we can do this. He had just kind of made his first AEP run. And then the Dallas, Zach and Adam were kind of talking with Rudy at the time before Fidelis decided to take over the broker's assurance. What do you know about Zach and Adam?
I know a little bit.
Yeah.
Of course, being a broker manager for a carrier, I get to meet all the brokers and all the agency owners and things of that nature. So I know they built a huge, I don't want to back up. I want to say they built a strong agency in FMO. Really
Right.
smart guys, really personable. They get out there, they get it done, and that's pretty much what I know about them. I didn't have a whole lot of reaction or interaction with them here in Colorado because they're down in Arizona.
Right.
Um, but from what I hear, they're super supportive, or they have
Yeah,
been.
and absolutely at that time they're very supportive for Joshua and I. They Going into 2018, they had a discussion with Josh that he would be more valued as a broker. And then at that time, Josh had decided we need a bigger house because his sister was living with us. We had our bonus kiddo, Dylan, and we had Paige, and our house was too small. So he kind of helps Zach and Adam get onto their feet, decides to become a broker full time, doubles our house size, just bought a new car, and literally put us in a sink or swim. Like, it's like we're going to lose everything or we're going to keep it moment. And I believe at that time, that's when he truly became like a machine with this Medicare. He already had all the knowledge and he knew what he wanted to do and how to do it. And it was fine tuning. And he went through some obstacles with fine tuning the system that we have now that we've developed and that we teach everyone. And then it was like he was kind of burnt out. However, the first 6 months being a broker, he did 300 applications.
It's crazy.
And then he did AEP and he hit my salary more than what I was making working for hospitals and doctors' clinics. And we saw a huge change in our daughter when she was going to daycare. And he's like, "You're leaving your job. This is what we're doing." So not only did we triple our house payment, we have a new car, I dropped my job so I could stay at home. So literally, he put us in a really compromised position.
Josh is kind of like an old school. He's an old soul, right? That's what we call him, because a lot of the old sales mantra was sink or swim. Go buy a car, and it's going to motivate you to sell. Go buy that house. Go. What are your top dreams? Always heard that sales pitch. What are your top dreams? Write them down, and you go after those things because it's supposed to help you. And he is definitely an old school salesman, sink or swim. And he swam. Not only swam, he's kind of like what's that swimmer's name? The Olympic swimmer, Phillips.
Michael Phillips.
Thank you. Or Billup. Is it Phillips? Anyways, he is, an amazing, we'll just say a champion salesman. If you want, and I'm talking to agents now, if you want to have a mentor, Josh is a great mentor to have. And sidebar, I'm a part of that mentorship. I get on board of that, and you're going to have a mentoring with me as well. I'll give you some history later on, but Josh is a great mentor. He's going to want to and desires for you to grow. That's what he desires. And I'll testify to that here in a little bit, but he is an old school sales guy. He knows what he's doing. He's excited about what he's doing. He knows about the grind and what it takes to make it happen. So yes, it is amazing. He actually reminds me. Sorry, Aaron. Sometimes when I start talking,
you're good.
I just talk. He reminds me. So there's a movie out there called Cinderella Man, and part of that story is this guy. He's a fighter. But then he hurts his hand. He can't fight. He can't fight anymore. And it's during the Depression. However, he comes back. And the whole purpose of his comeback is not to make a whole lot of money. And there's a quote in the movie that says, he gets asked, "Why are you fighting? Why do you do this?" And he says, "I need to put milk on the table. I need to make sure my family's taken care of." And boom, that's Joshua right there. He's putting milk on the table, not only for his family, but a lot of his agents out there. He's putting milk on the table. So it is an awesome testament to him.
Yeah, 100%. And I think at this point in his life, I believe, if I'm correct, he started talking to me about, he thought of, if I want this, I need to sell this many apps, which if you guys go to SWAT and you learn your colors, he became a harnessed red, very competitive. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And he absolutely succeeded. However, we couldn't have done it without Adam and Zach, but mostly it was Joshua's drive. He was teaching for over 10 years. His knowledge is absolutely amazing. It just blows my mind. That's one of the reasons I married him, to be honest, is because I learn from him every day. Life lessons, Medicare, anything. He just knows how to motivate me. Now, don't get me wrong, we go through our tough times. But he is so knowledgeable, and he knows how to break things down. And the great thing is, you too, Orlando, you kind of are the softer side, and you bring more of like coaching and cheering them on, where Josh is like, this is what you do, this is fine-tuned. If you follow the system and you let us guide you, you're going to be successful. But you have to follow it. If you veer from it, you're going to find out that it's a mistake, because Josh has already tried. He's already gone through it. He knows what works and what doesn't. So Zach and Adam helped us. They gave us a loan, and that following year, Josh paid it completely off. And we were making enough to pay all our bills, but that put us back at square one. So then he started thinking, what do I want to do next? I kind of want to do a team, but I'm not for sure. I felt like he was kind of juggling with the idea, because Tyler, his, who we call uncle, brother, best friend, he was kind of going, maybe we should team up, be like Zach and Adam. And Josh is like, you have to get off the LOA program before we can consider this. So then he did 350 apps in 2019 for AEP, which was crazy. I never thought he could do any more. And at that time, I started helping with the business. I was calling clients, making sure everything was okay, making phone calls, doing his scheduling. And it drove me nuts in the beginning years, because he would just go, if this client's like in Loveland and they're like, I want a 9:00. And then this person's in Colorado Springs and they're like, I want a 11:00, he would do it. And then he would have another client at like 1:00 in Loveland. And I'm like, this isn't working. So we had to fine tune that thought. Yeah. Because he was like, I just want my clients to be happy. I want to give them everything. I treat them like family. If they're like, I need this time, this is what I'm doing, which was awesome in the beginning. But then it gets to a time where you have to manage it better. You've got to help your clients understand, this day I'll be here. Would this work for you? There's a delicate way of guiding your clients, just like you can guide them through how to problem shoot and go through some of the issues they might have with insurance, or knowing that their problem will be handled this week. And if the insurance carrier doesn't pick up, we will get to you. We will keep touching base with you. And then, I got pregnant in 19 with Jacob. I had Jacob during AEP. That was fun. Because, guys, he's a machine. So he's there for the birth and then he's gone. So I move in with my parents because I know I need help with my bonus son, my daughter who's 3, and my newborn kid. I'm like, there's no way I can do this. 2 weeks later, I go in and I end up being hospitalized for 2 weeks and I almost die.
No way.
Dead serious. And Josh is there as much as possible, but he still has to sell. He has so much momentum going. And at that point, I was sour at him. I was like, I know what you're making. I know we can make it. But he knew he couldn't lose momentum. In hindsight, I'm very thankful that we went through that. 1, it made me a stronger person. 2, I'm so much closer to some of his family that I had never met, and they just showed up at the hospital to support me.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I had some amazing things happen, and it really, it proved a lot.
Well, just to take note on that just real quickly is it takes, we know as salespeople that there's going to be those moments that we're away from our families.
Yep.
And for us to have that conversation with that spouse to understand, hey, during this season, and what is our top season? Our top season is annual enrollment period, AEP.
Yep.
That's our top season. Now, I know everybody's trying to make sure that they're doing sales throughout the year, and that is what our goal is to make sales all throughout the year. But AEP, let's be honest, is our season. And
100.
during AEP, I know when I was running AEP, I'm working from morning till late in the evening because that's when you can run those appointments. And our spouses, we need to have that conversation. Have that conversation. So my question to you, how did that conversation come up between you and Josh?
It was very simple. He's like, babe, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to do it. You get on board. I had to get some thick skin. Like, I would cry. And I would feel like a single parent. But you know what? It made me a better person.
Yeah.
And then the following year was COVID.
Oof.
And I really got involved. Then I was helping going through Mira and Radius Bob. And I really saw what it took. And then I was like, I need to get on board and I need to help him. I can't believe he's been doing all this. And I've been kind of a stick in the mud and selfish and going, I need your time. But in 2020, it hit me like a brick. Like, I can't believe he did all this. I can't believe he's maintained this big a book. And because he's a machine. And I think some people forget you can't change who you marry. If someone's going to change Joshua, it's going to be God. It's not going to be me. He is who he is. I love him and I accept him for that. And I had to become a strong woman to realize, I want this for him.
Yeah.
Fortunately, but unfortunately for me, my husband's job is his life. It is his hobby. It is his stress relief.
Everything.
It is him 100%. And yeah, I love him, but we do have our moments. And I think that's one thing maybe we need to look at in the community, guys. If you want to get on this program with Medicare Machine, I mean, we're going to have a side note where I'll be there for your partners if they need some help, because we need to support you, and you need so much extra support when you're doing this business. But it also, there's no cap on income. So why wouldn't you want to be on board? Why wouldn't you want to join? I'm submerging myself in the business as much as I can because I want to be a part of this.
Yeah, and I'll say kudos to you, Erin, that you jumped right into, you drank the Kool-Aid. You drank the Kool-Aid, and it's awesome. There's some husbands and wives that can actually work together, and there's some that don't. Whatever the situation is, we're here to support. We got you on the agent side. We got you on the spouse side. We just got you. We have a system, Medicare Peace of Mind, the Medicare Machine. We have a system that's going to support you full circle.
100%.
That's what we're designing. That's what we're doing. That's what we're making and going forth with. And we're excited for all the agents. Shout out to Ashley. Shout out to Holden. They're saying some love, giving us some love right now. Shout out to some of our agents. We're here for you. We want to see you be successful. And those agents that don't have an upline, or you're looking for a new upline, give us a call. Let us know. Tell us how we can help. What are you looking for? If you're looking for this kind of support, this is what we got for you.
Right, because Joshua's started a foundation of, we treat our clients like family, but we treat our brokers and our agents and anyone in the office like family too. And that's what brought us to 2021 when Josh was like, I'm not feeling love from Zach and Adam anymore. They're just not getting the memo of family. I feel like I'm outgrowing them. It had nothing to do with them by themselves. It was just outgrowing where we were. And he went to Medicare Con, which is also an awesome place to go be inspired from. All these events you guys need to go to. And hopefully Josh will get events up himself. So he met Cody Askins, and he really hit it off. And he's like, I feel torn, because I look at Zach and Adam. I'm super close to Adam, and man, we're friends. He's like, but I just feel like this other upline is growing where the direction I'm going. So we ended up switching uplines, and now we're part of Brian Askins and Patty and their family, SIG, Secure Insurance, and they've been awesome. They're what we need right now, and we couldn't have a better upline. And we strive to be that for our agents and brokers. We want to be that awesome upline that can give you support, but give you more support than normal agencies give. I don't know what agency will give spousal support or be there full circle for you.
Right. No, I completely agree. There's some great agencies out there, some great FMOs and uplines. And depending on that person, or depending on that agent, it's going to work well with one of those agents or agencies. However, I will say that this complete circle, and having an Aaron, having the owner of the agency's wife right here to support. Not only you support the agents, you support also the agent's spouses. There's nothing like that out there right now. So we're full steam ahead. We're plowing some new ground.
So, and then we come to 2022, and that's when you joined us, Orlando?
2022, just almost a month now.
Almost a month.
Yep, that's when I started. Well, I guess I'll start on my little spiel.
Sounds good.
So just give you a little bit of my background. I've probably said this before. I started pretty much the same time as Josh back in 2005. We our tracks went a little bit different. I went down the corporate side. So I have 17 years in the insurance industry, and ended up working as a career agent for one carrier, a broker manager for 3 other carriers. So my knowledge on the corporate side, and my knowledge with training and getting people up and running is very similar, but just a little bit of a twist, because I come from that corporate side. Now, what what happened last is, this is what had happened. I'm at that mode, right? This is what had happened. I was working for a carrier, and unfortunately they're making adjustments. They have new VPs, and when they have new VPs, new management, they start creating and doing new stuff. Okay, and I wasn't a part of their new stuff. And so I moved on from that carrier. And when Josh heard that, when he heard that I was available, like this is like the draft, y'all. And I got on the best team. I will say that.
Well, I'll tell you this, like, he flat out told me, we're going to have to shell out some big bucks for Orlando, and it will be worth it. And I was like, who is Orlando? So I start asking around and researching. And of course I reach out to Tyler, and he basically tells me, I'll kick you in the lady balls if you don't give this a chance. Like, there were so many people that had your back.
That is so
what
cool.
really did it was the first Zoom. I could feel your passion. You were very compassionate. And I remember looking at Josh, and I was like, with what we're launching, I firmly believe we can push Orlando so far that he doesn't know his potential right now. And let's get that legacy. And like I told you, we were speaking the other day, Josh and I, and we're like, Orlando's going to have a huge legacy. And that's what we want to do for everyone on our team. Seriously, guys, you guys are family. We want you to have everything we have and more. I mean, I can't say that enough.
I love it. Honestly, it gives me goose pimples. Really, it's because there is that dream, that legacy dream, and coming back to Josh, he called me up. I just 2 days, no longer with the old company, and he calls me up and he's like, "Hey, Orlando, I hear you're no longer with this company, and he says, I want to talk to you." And I was like, "Okay, well, we'll see." I had those doubts. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah,
Yeah.
you're an agency. I've been working for these large organizations, these carriers, and making good money, can't
Yeah.
complain. Been blessed." So I'm like, "Yeah, we'll see. We'll have that conversation."
What did he tell you?
He just said, "That's it." He says, "Hey, I'm going to do anything and everything I can to get you to work with me."
Yeah. He's all like, "You're going to work for us."
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
We'll see.
We'll see. Then we have our conversation, the three of us,
Yep.
and we get serious, and yeah, I gotta tell you guys that my success. I'm just gonna get a little vulnerable a little bit. My success hasn't. It's I will say it's kind of been boxed,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because of the corporate side. There's only so much you can do. I've learned a ton from my corporate side. I am so appreciative of the experience that I've had, but it still boxed me in.
Yep.
And there has been that desire. And I don't know if I was thinking about this morning. I don't know if I actually ever prayed about it, but I would often tell myself, I wish I had my own business that I can just bring in my family,
Yeah.
that I can have my boys help me with, that I can maybe have my wife help me with. Now, she's always, my wife, she'll be always the background. She don't want to do anything like this or do any selling, any talking. She just wants to do paperwork or something like that. So
It starts with paperwork.
starts with paperwork.
Starts there.
So I've always imagined having something for my family, and no, this is not my business. All this is Medicare Peace of Mind. This is Josh and Aaron Youngs, and they are rock stars. They are a blessing. However, they keep on telling me and talking to me about creating that legacy.
Yep.
They keep on talking to me and telling me about one day bringing my kids and my family into the fold. And they're already in the fold in reality.
Yep.
But creating that legacy, creating that business, and they are such a blessing to me. And kind of going back to my success, I don't really credit my success to me, to my talents or anything like that. I just, again, vulnerable. My success has been 100% on my faith in Christ. Aaron, it's just been that. I didn't have a whole lot of ambition or any thoughts of who I can be or what I can become. In fact, I remember when I was a kid, I'd look at my older brother who was 16 at that time, and I was probably 6 years old. I'd look at him and I'd say, I don't know if I'm going to live that long. I mean, why does a 6-year-old even think like that?
Mm-hmm.
And as I grew up, and as I accepted the Lord into my heart, He helped start changing the way I thought about myself.
Yeah.
He gave me mentors and other men who were willing to go that extra mile with me. And I'll also say, I know I'm in a different kind of position than most agents, and because I love to help and I love to train and I want to encourage, and I'm that coach. I'm gonna like Holden and we did some push-ups the other day, and we did them together. Yeah, I'm a coach you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
coach you to my best ability. So I am a coach. Um, I am. I lost my train of thought.
You're a coach. You want to create a legacy.
I want to create a legacy. I've been training agents for the last, let's see here, 36, 7 years, maybe even almost 8 years of my career on how to create their book of business and how to get wealthy on selling Medicare products or selling health insurance products. I've been doing that. I've been training for the last 8 years of my career, and I've been watching people do that. And I had no opportunity to do that. Now come the opportunity with Josh. I get to do that.
Yay!
Do that. I get to hopefully bring my kids in one day and continue to build you up as an agent. All you agents, Tyler is giving love, sending love to Tyler right now. Again, we appreciate and love all you agents, and we want to again invite you to come to the fold. Now back to the mindset. There you go. See, I full circle.
You got it.
The mindset. I didn't have a whole lot of good imaging for myself, but I had great mentors. I had great people, great men in my life, and I do consider now Josh is a great mentor as well, great person, great man in my life as well to encourage me. Yes, we've been in business the same time. We know a lot of the same things. However, there are definitely some things that he has stepped forward in that I haven't. And I think I said this the other day to you, or I wrote it to you, Aaron, is because of my mindset back when I was young, I didn't have a whole lot of confidence in stepping out on my own. But I get to see somebody who has had that confidence. Mm-hmm. I get to see somebody who has taken the bull by the horns and get it done. And that's what I'm excited about. So any agent out there, all you agents online who are talking and giving us some love, you get the best of both worlds. You can see how Josh did it. You can see how I did it.
Yeah.
You can have both sides of our training and get the best. I'm telling you, we are ready to outserve and take care of you than any other FMO and agency out there. Not dogging on anybody. Not dogging on anyone.
We're not dogging on anyone. However, once again, I don't know any agency that has someone who was on the carrier side, someone that's been in the field, and then someone who gives the back end support and will bring everyone forward that you want to bring. If you want to build a young team, we'll help you get there. If you want to just bring your family in, we'll help you get there. I think this Medicare Machine program is going to be absolutely awesome. MPOM itself is fantastic in my mind, what we've been doing.
No, I agree. Like I said, it's only been about a month. We're in a month of my employment with you guys, paying me the big bucks. But it's blessing me as well, and I want to be a blessing to those. Mindsets are tough to change.
It is.
It takes some time. It takes some coaching. Sometimes you need a hard nose like a Josh to come and say, "Hey, get it going. Right. Start doing what you're supposed to be doing." And then sometimes you also need somebody like myself who is going to coach you. So I know how I want to be managed.
Right.
You know, I've had some incredible managers out there in my lifetime. Some were just, I mean, they asked me questions. They got into my mind a little bit. They said, "Hey, what's going on, Orlando? What's, why, what's, we see some kind of decrease in your sales. We want to understand what is going on." Those were the great ones for me.
Yeah.
Well, a manager like Josh for me probably wouldn't have been good.
No.
I would have been like,
no, you need a balance. You need a balance. Like Josh is so laser focused and he knows how to get there. And it helps a lot of times. You always hear it when you're raising kids, or you hear it from your parents. Why did you, like, I told you, but your dad told you the same thing. Why'd you listen to your dad? Or I'm telling you this, why'd you listen to your coach? Because sometimes it helps to get different. The three of us might say the exact same thing, but you will take it from one of us.
Yeah.
And get it. It's hard to get that opportunity unless you have people who are involved. I feel like some companies just kind of throw you out there, which if that works for you, then that's fine. If you're looking for someone that is going to hit all aspects of your life, then it's us 100%.
100%. I like you said that, because I want to make mention about that is if that is you, you just need somebody, you just need a little support. You don't need as much as we're talking about. That's cool too. You know, we will make note of that. There's that we have just information that we collect from you, and we're going to make sure that we represent you the best in what works for you. And if we don't know what works for you, we're going to just combo it up. We're going to say, okay,
we're
going to add this to you. We're going to do this to you. We're okay. Well, hey, we know that last month was a little bit of a struggle. So we need to delete this from your schedule, and we need to add this to your schedule, and let's try this. So we're there to figure it out together. We're going to walk it out. We're going to stay strong, and we're going to continue to speak into your life and into your mindset. We talk about mindset. You know, we often, so we talk about it right now. Oftentimes, what can you do to change that mindset? Now, anytime I hear mindset, you know, I've studied the Bible quite a bit, and I love to read the Bible and hear preaching, and we call those strongholds. What is holding you back? And sometimes these strongholds, what they do is they've been created when you were young. You know, when you're in that forming stage, right? You're formidable, you're impressionable, and those strongholds, those mindsets are created then. And what do you do? What can you do to learn something different, a different way? Well, you need to, number one, get with people that have what you want. Now it's not always a financial have. It's not always, you know, materialistic have. It's what do they have? Are they a great speaker? Do they encourage somebody, or do they just have a good heart about them? You want to get around people who are going to help you grow and move forward in your life, instead of keep you in that same spot, keep you stuck in that mindset that you're always going to be this. And that's where I was for a long time. Orlando, you're not going anywhere. You know, you're just that teenage father who, you know, you got your girl pregnant, and you have no aspirations. You're not going anywhere. You just keep stuck at those warehouse jobs, those labor jobs. And you know what? I had people in my life said no. I had my faith in Christ. He said, no, that's not you.
Right.
You have more to offer. And I'm telling you guys, you have more to offer as well.
100%.
And we want Josh, Aaron, and even all the other agents. We're here to help pull that out of you.
Yep.
You got more to offer, guys.
You do. And I mean, I'll tell you right now, I'm working with about a handful of agents and brokers, and we're talking about fears and what a fear is. And honestly, fear shouldn't exist. You can always take fear out of your life, because that is something you control. You have to put yourself out there. For example, I figure I'm coaching my daughter's baseball, because if I can coach little kids, I sure hope I can coach our team through positive thinking, because kids are so damn honest. They are ruthless. They are mean. So I put myself in uncomfortable positions to better myself. We talk with, sharing your story, get out there. Nothing but positivity and love comes back. And if you're not getting it from them, everyone on this team will share the love, will support you. I got to tell you, we have seriously one heck of support and love for everyone. I don't know one team member that isn't super involved in our team chat, that doesn't cheer each other on. They reach out to each other. We're sharing key notes. And it's just absolutely blows my mind how amazing everyone is. Everyone wants you to succeed. Everyone wants their friend to succeed. It's just absolutely amazing. I do want to throw out Joshua last year at AEP did 557 applications. And I kind of want to take a toll and see how many you guys think he will do this year.
And I'll tell you what, that's unheard of. Nobody that I know has ever hit 500 and what is it, 556? 557 apps during AEP. Now, mind you, annual enrollment period, you guys know this, it is from October 15th, technically. Yeah. We can add October 1st. That's when you actually start talking about the benefits and such and getting it all lined up so he can slam a bunch of them right on October 15th. But October 15th through December 7th, guys, that is not a long time to get 557 apps. Now, in that team chat or this chat, go ahead, put your number. What do you think he's going to get? Now, I don't know. I know what his goal is, so I don't want to throw out that number.
Yeah, he's going to make another big run because this is what he is. He's a Medicare machine. This is fun for him. He loves doing this. I don't see him. 750. 750. Yeah. Oh man.
We got 150.
I mean, you guys got to think he starts, he probably gets up around 4 a.m., starts making and doing phone calls early in the morning, stops with phone calls around 9 p.m., but he doesn't stop working until probably midnight. He runs basically on nothing. And that's where I come in to make sure that he has fuel throughout the day, making him snack bags full of protein, different things that make him happy. 753. What is it? We're just going up by points. It's like Wheel of Fortune.
Josh is going to be really busy this week.
Right.
You know what I'm doing, Erin, at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Sleeping, hopefully?
Sleeping. I am sleeping. That guy is a beast.
He is. And my favorite thing is if he has something on his mind, he wakes me up. Hey, babe.
That's funny because my wife does the opposite. She'll wake me up. She wants to talk. She's like, "Hey, I got some stuff." Yeah. Ashley Santana. She says, "With the right mindset, you will succeed. Set your mind right." That is absolutely right. But we don't always have the right mindset at first. And even when we do have the right mindset, sometimes we go left, sometimes we go right, sometimes we go up, sometimes we go down. Yeah. That's why a team is valuable. That's why we're here. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
To help out with that. He didn't just hire me to hire me so I can build a book of business and go on my way. No.
Absolutely not.
I'm here on the long haul. I'm committed, and they're committed to me because they do on the long haul. They want to see me succeed as well.
And that was the one question I asked Josh before we decided to pull the trigger on offering Orlando the job, even though Josh had his mindset that it was going to happen. He likes to sometimes include me. I asked Josh, can we pull Orlando out of his corporate thinking and inspire him to his full potential? And he said, absolutely. So that's always what we're looking for. People that want to better themselves, people that want to work hard, not just for their clients, but for themselves and their family.
Yeah. And what comes with that? Wow. So what was it? So as just asking a general question to everybody, what did they see? What did they see in me? What did Josh see that was that was it for him, that he knew I can make those adjustments? I don't know. I don't know. He could probably answer that to you.
I
But
can't speak for him, but I
what
can tell you, after we had that conversation, we had another Zoom, and I asked you about mindset and your family, and we went over things, and I firmly believed, I was like, we got to get him on our team. I believe in God. He has faith. He's family oriented. I'm ultra family oriented. And he knows his stuff. You have the background, but you've been literally, Josh and I also, he's been stuck in this box. And we want to see Orlando hit his full potential. And we're only a month in, and your mindset has changed. Let's get that legacy. Let's go through with this.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh, thanks for joining. Nice freeze face.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
We just added Josh to the stream here, and it's frozen.
Yeah.
So, I think one of the things that we look for, and he was looking for, is somebody that was willing.
Yep.
We talk, and we always say, hey, what does being coachable mean?
Yes.
And there's two things that it means. Oh, hey, Josh.
What it is?
We can hardly hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I'll give you a thumbs up, my brother.
Try. Is that any better?
Oh, yeah. Much better.
There we go.
How's it going? We're all wearing royal blue. That's awesome.
I know, we're triplets.
So I was just talking about being coachable. And being coachable means, number one, that you're willing to make adjustments, or you're willing to learn. Let me just start with that.
I think I agree with that. However, I think first, number one, you have to admit that you don't know everything.
Yeah.
And you have to admit that you need to find someone who does know what you need to know, and understand that in the process, you're going to outgrow mentors and people that you're following. Just each level you get to, you're going to be limited to the limitation to the person you're being mentored by, and the questions that they can answer effectively. So yeah, that's one thing I would put into that as a 1A before being ready to learn, is you got to admit that you don't know what you don't know, and understand that there's more layers to the knowledge game going into it. So yeah, for me, coachable is tough. Especially when you have confidence and arrogance and other things that go into it, ego. Having someone that pushes you outside your boundaries and comfort zone, you need to have that. You also need someone that nurtures and supports and develops both sides of it. So it's important. Oftentimes, that's not in one person. You need to have multiple mentors, multiple teachers. Life is a teacher if you don't pay attention. So all of those things come into play. But yeah, I agree that the coachability of somebody makes a big determination of how far they're going to go, and not just free coaching and free mentors. Like, put your money where your mouth is. How much are you willing to pay someone to teach you what you need to know that they know, but you don't? How much money are you willing to invest to solve problems? How much money are you willing to invest to go to events and participate in things where you can be, like, it's not just the coaching. I was watching Cody Askins and Rebecca Davis do a podcast earlier promoting the 8% conference coming up, 8% Nation in Dallas in 34 days from now. And several themes came up throughout the process, but the experience of 8% can't be described in a podcast. It has to be experienced in person. And there's a process to it. Like, for me, I used to look at it as, oh my gosh, I have to pay for a plane ticket. I have to get a hotel. I have to buy food while I'm there. I have to. And in my mind, I would let that be a limiting factor to my success, versus now I just look at it as an investment into my growth. Because every time I go to an event, I am never the biggest fish in the pond anymore, right? It's easy to dominate when you stay in a smaller pond and compete with people that aren't at the same level as you, right? But when you put yourself in a room this year, it'll be 2,000 agents at 8% in a massive place with a stage in the center of the room and the crowd all around it, like a UFC match, only just a center stage like that, right? Which to me gives a more of an immersion. Like I said, I can't describe the experience. And if you're at the back of the room this year, your goal should be to get to the front of the room next year, because just remember the section of the room that you're sitting in, that's the pond you're sitting in. So if you want to sit next to the whales ain't sitting in the back. I promise you that. And so you want to figure out a way to earn or win. Like Cody, if you just go to some of Cody's events, and then you can win. Oftentimes, if you buy a ticket that day, if you're at a road show, if you're something else, he'll do an upgrade of a few people. He'll draw names and upgrade you. I've seen him do it several times. So whether you upgrade yourself or you get upgraded, if you can't afford a flight, then figure out a way to carpool and drive with somebody. If you can't afford a hotel, figure out someone you can trust that you can share a hotel room with or whatever. Having that find a way mindset and a coachability mindset. But if you don't ever put yourself in a room at like a conference, there's a lot of good conferences out there. 8% Nation's on my top list because of the way it's changed my life. It's changed the trajectory of relationships I have with people in the business. It's founded and created and formed confidence that I didn't have before. I've learned to grow beyond that. I've invested a lot of money into coaching, a lot of money into attending. I think I don't know how many events. Basically, the only events last year of Cody's that I didn't attend were the ones that were canceled. Virtually everything else, I said, I kind of took the Jim Carrey Yes Man movie mentality to heart and just started saying yes to everything.
He did.
And,
he was never home.
Even now, like I said, is Orlando Lopez available? Well, yes, I'm going to get him on the team. I don't care what it takes. Do we need to do another lead drop? Yes. Do we need to do more marketing? Yes. Do we need to get better relationships with our carrier reps? Yes. Do we need to train our agents better? Yes. Do we need to put more systems in place to make it easier for them to learn? Absolutely. And so that this is all culmination of everything. And the Medicare Machine Factory that's coming is really more geared towards giving an opportunity to people that aren't necessarily in our downline, an opportunity to still get some of the coaching and mentorship and some of the systems and some of the processes that enable us to create Medicare machines. And that's really my goal, is to, throughout the world, create a bunch of Medicare machines. And there's a lot of reasons why people out there wouldn't be able to work with me directly. And a lot of those reasons are political, or where their uplines are currently at and they're currently happy and being taken care of. I'm not looking for that person. However, for me, the farther I get in my career, the more honest I get with myself. And the more I realize that the people I need to work with directly most of the time are the people that can handle my personality, that can handle me pushing them hard and not relenting, taking it to another level when it comes to that. Like I said, I if you haven't seen The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, or if you haven't seen Kobe Bryant do interviews, in essence, I take on that ultimate championship mentality where I do things at a different level. And if you want to be around me, you need to do things at a different level, or you and I don't get along and you go play on a different team. Now, you might be on my team still. You could be working with Tyler. You could be working with one of the other awesome GAs we have. Albert, we're bringing in Arizona recently. So we're going to have some agency partners that we're looking to help build, because I'm not a fit for everybody to work with directly. Sometimes you need a different personality and a different style. There's a million ways to do this business correctly. And our opportunity, our amassed value in what you bring, Orlando, what Aaron brings, what the teammates bring, the culture we're building, I'm not going to say it's unrivaled or unlike anything else, but it's going to be a unique experience, and we are going to offer things that nobody else can offer. Like each upline has its own specialty, its own niche. That's the whole beauty of this business is you find your niche, you find your honey hole, and you work it till it dries up, and then you adapt and pivot and find a new one. And that's really what it is about the evolution of yourself. Like I said, I don't think of myself as a sales coach. I think of myself as a human coach, as a leader that leads from the field, from the example. I'm not talking about the good old days. I've talked to a lot of people that say, "Yeah, back in my day, I could sell like you." Yeah. Come on, get out in the street. Let's do it. Like I said, I'll take the Pepsi challenge anyway with anyone. Let's me and you get drop shipped into whatever community you want with the same resources and the same everything else, and give us 6 months and we'll see who's where. And that's my mentality with everything. And if you don't have that mentality, and if you're not sitting there watching me right now going, "Oh yeah, I could kick your ass at that," that's exactly what you should think. If you want to get where you want to go, you have to think that. And you have to, I tell my team all the time, one of our core values and pledges we make to ourselves is we tell ourselves, "I'm the best broker on the planet." And if you keep telling yourself that and you keep believing that, you start to do best broker on the planet activities. And when you do best broker on the planet activities, you start to get best broker on the planet results. And when you get best planet results, then all of a sudden everything spins into more activity, and you get more results and more activity and more results. If you keep doing it correctly and you keep working the systems and you find your niche, all of a sudden the system works itself, and all you got to do is keep the momentum going. And momentum, once you move it forward, is much easier to get going than it is. Everyone's helped. Most people hopefully have helped somebody else push their dead car. It's much easier to keep it going once it's going than it is to start it going.
Momentum.
So,
we got momentum.
Yeah. We're almost out of time. I've been jabbing for 20 minutes straight, but I really want to promote 8% Nation. If you're not going there, if you want to see more of me, if you want to see me on stage, flaunting around like a peacock, well, who doesn't want to see that, right? Although I might be around me. I'm getting rounder as I get older. I'm working on that, kind of. But yeah, no, I'm really excited. I have a really good message. It's going to be the best 20 minutes I've ever given anyone in my life. Typically, I've been more of a trainer from stage. I'm having to make a transition a little bit into the mind part of it, the emotional, what does it take on the guts, an homage to Cody Askins. What kind of guts do you have to get things done when other people won't? And that's really where a lot of my success has come from, is I'm willing to do the things that you're not willing to do. And then if you try to do what I'm willing to do, I'll outdo you anyway, because now you've motivated my drive. And now my prey drive, with an homage to Coach Burt, if you motivate my prey drive, which I put myself in position to have that happen all the time, if you motivate yourself properly and you understand what motivates you and you really get to the core of that, and you have a good job, you do a good job of setting your goal properly, and a proper goal, you have a big goal that you set that you can break down into a bunch of little bit of goals, and the little bitty goals get you one step closer to the big goal. And that way you have celebrations on the smaller milestones, which help you keep the momentum. Again, the momentum's key. Just like if you've ever watched one of those shows on TV where they try to run across logs on the water, if you lose momentum at all, you fall in the water. And if you fall in the water, you have to start over. And oftentimes in this business, that's what is key with all of this, is keeping that momentum, pushing forward at all times, and showing up to events like 8% Nation, because if you don't, we're going to outpace you. If you don't put yourself in a position to grow, then the other people that are putting themselves in that position to grow, if you have the closed mindset of saying, "Oh, it's a recruiting festival," it's not a recruiting festival. And here's my other 2 cents. If you're worried about a recruiting festival, make yourself where your agents aren't recruitable, where they love where they are, where no matter what the hell somebody else says, they say, "Great, that's wonderful. I'm set where I'm at." How about that, Apples? So you guys have a great day. I got to get to my appointment, and I think we're out of time anyway. So
We are.
Yeah. Hey, we'll keep the momentum going. Again, if you want more information, MedicarePeaceOfMind.com. Let us know how we can help you. And again, keep that mindset going. We're here to help you. If you need to be challenged, we're here to help you. If you need,
what's your phone number? How does somebody get a hold of you if they want to talk?
Hey, my phone number is 72. It's going national now. 720-327-0619. Again, 720-327-0619. Let me know how we can help. We're here.
What's your email?
Oh, Orlando@MedicarePeaceOfMind.com. We got
Let's
you.
go. Have a good day.
All right. Good day,
We'll see-
everyone.
We'll see y'all.